Hey, good morning. How you all doing? It is Well Red Beard. It's a damn fine day to talk about a book. And today we are here for a book review. We're going to talk about Girls from the County by Donna Lynch. This is a poetry collection. It is from Raw Dog Screaming Press. Donna Lynch is one of my favorite dark poets. I loved her collection, Choking Back the Devil, also from Raw Dog. It was poetry collection of the year for me a couple years ago, and it was a 5-star read. I really enjoyed this one too. First, I got to apologize. I keep calling this Girls from the Country. It's Girls from the County. Kind of the same thing. I mean, in this particular context, it's kind of the same thing, but it's Girls from the County, not Girls from the Country. I like this book a little bit less. I still really, really liked it, but I'm probably going to give it 4 stars. It'll still be up for my poetry collection of the year, but I just liked it a little bit less, but it's still really, really good. There's some great stuff here in the intro, and I like intros, especially to poetry collections, to kind of set the tone and tell me what's going on. But it says, I've changed the names, but these poems are true stories. Some of them belong to me, some belong to my friends and to ghosts, and some are tapestries stitched together from all of us. Some of the stories are from 100 years ago, others from 30, and it almost doesn't matter because certain things never change. I dig that, So a lot of these are about evil male characters that plagued these county girls. Whether 100 years ago or whether Donna's ancestors, Donna's friends, Donna's relatives. But there's a really cool part in here about that. It says, I paint a picture of these pieces I paint a picture in these pieces of the constant threat of predators, nearly all of which are men. This isn't because I think all men are monsters, but because the monsters that hurt us were largely male. So this book isn't about how men are evil. I knew a lot of good fathers and brothers, boyfriends, friends, bosses, and teachers, men that knew when something wasn't okay, men who didn't struggle to make the right decision, men who stood up for us when we couldn't do it alone. But this book isn't about that either. This isn't a book that's meant to prove a point, because deep down, I believe we know who we are as a society. We know what the world looks like, and if we don't, it's because our eyes are intentionally closed. So, yeah, cool collection. And I live in a place like this. She grew up in Maryland, I can't remember where it said in Maryland, but hold on for a second. Off the beaten path, Maryland, I assume. Rural Maryland. I live in rural Kentucky. I chose this place from a small town in Indiana, a much larger town than this one, though. I lived in the city, Lexington, for years. Chose to come out here when my kids were 3 and 3 months old. And as a parent, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Wanted to get them out of the city, away from possible crime, and then you move them out here to the county, Robertson County in this case, to the country, and it has its own, things, and I'm dealing with that right now with my own county girl, my 18-year-old daughter, who, will graduate high school this year. She'll graduate with a associate's degree from college before she walks across the stage for high school, and she's just too fucking big for this place. You know what I mean? She's destined for great things, but you wonder what my decision to put her here has done. What my decision to put her here has will mean for her future. Will she come back here? Will she, be drawn back to this place of let's be honest, small opportunities. So anyway, a lot of that shit was not really super dark shit, but a lot of that shit was of course playing through my head while reading this book. Some of my favorites in here were The Exodus of Us. I believe it's the first damn poem, so the book started off with a bang for me. But The Exodus of Us, I loved that one. I liked let's see here, A New Day Every Day, Identification, It's a Mystery. I marked a bunch. You can tell. Girls from the County, so the title track. I still want to say Girls from the Country. Grave. It's a very short one, like 3 lines. Whoever it is that's dreaming me, wake up. Whoever it is that's dreaming me, wake up. That's my favorite in the book, and I'm going to read it for you. I'll probably mess it up. And then The Witch Elm, Hollywood, and Other Places Where They Went Asking. So I'm going to read this one to you and give you a taste of it. It's longer than the poems that I usually will read for you. Normally I'll do that. Like, I won't read my favorite if it's long. I'll try to read like a shorter piece. But anyway, before I go into that, this is Girls from the County, Donna Lynch, Raw Dog Screaming Press, 4-star collection for me, and Donna's absolutely great. I have to go back and track down some of her earlier collections because I've only read the 2. But okay, so whoever it is that's dreaming, wake up. I keep struggling with the title. Whoever it is that's dreaming me, wake up. If she'd known that one day she'd have to be everyone's beauty queen, she would have stuck her face into the fire right away. If she'd known that one day she'd have to play whichever role would get her home in one piece, she would have cut out her tongue to avoid the performance. If she'd known that one day she'd be hated and loved for the exact same traits, that she'd be an adornment, that she'd be a muse, a receptacle, when she was secretly just a shell, just a vehicle and a mirror, that she'd be a dream, at least until someone else opened their eyes, she would have anchored herself to the bottom of the quarry, where the world was quiet and solely her own. Whoever it is that's dreaming me, wake up, she'd beg, again and again. She hated that they made her beg, so when the day came that she finally found her way to the bottom of the quarry, her face charred, tongue removed, pockets filled with stones, the dreamers cried at their loss, and made her a martyr, setting her recovered and desiccated remains upon a pedestal to be worshipped and prayed to and used. She knew then once again she was forever trapped in the greedy hearts of the sleeping and the dreaming. Love that. I love the opening stanza there. If she'd known that one day she'd have to be everyone's beauty queen, she would have stuck her face into the fire right away. That is, whoever it is that's dreaming, wake up. This is Girls from the County by Donna Lynch. I'm giving it 4 stars. I really, really liked it. Raw Dog Screaming Press. This is Well Red Beard. That's my review. I hope you liked it. I hope you're liking all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading. Wait a second, real quick. To quote David Joy, read poetry. For God's sake, read poetry. Seriously, you got to check out some dark poetry, and Raw Dog is the place for that. Stephanie Widovich, Sina Paleo, Donna Lynch, they are the place for that. A lot of great poetry collections to be read and explored there. Again, this is Well Red Beard. I hope you're enjoying all your books as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.